Hey guys, it's Ben, the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and it is December 18th. That is the day this show is airing, and just a reminder for everybody, we close the shop between Christmas and New Year's every year, so we will be noticeably absent from some communication level. Anything that sells off our website will be shipped on January the 2nd, and that's kind of a thing that goes on for us. We close it, so our last day opens the 23rd, and that'll even be just a half day. So everyone have a wonderful Christmas. We will still be dropping videos out there in YouTube land for you to watch. And in the meantime, we have a Q&A today for you. We're just going to talk about some of the things that have come through the channel and questions that have come in. Laverne says, I have an old coin. It may be graded XF 1893 Morgan. It looks great. Does old coins carry value even if the coin looks bad? Well, this is a great question because a lot of people think that condition is the only thing that affects the value of a coin if they're kind of a novice or a rookie. But you know, the combination of date and mint mark, the scarcity of a coin, can make it very valuable. So if you have an 1893 Morgan and it's from the San Francisco Mint, it's going to be a really expensive coin. You know, an ICE VF is probably 7,000 and an XF is probably 10,000 or something like that. So make sure there's no S mint mark on there, or that there is. If it's something that you just got at the swap meet or something, it's probably fake. That's something I say just from experience because I get a lot of people who bring stuff into the coin shop that are nefarious. But a good, attractive worn coin is still a beautiful coin. The value in the marketplace varies, but if you're collecting stuff and you enjoy it, well then hats off to you. Just enjoy what you're doing. Speaking of enjoying what they're doing, Numismatic Anonymous, I don't cherry pick slabbed coins, but I do search BU rolls and have had some luck. They don't mind, the dealers that he bought the rolls from don't mind hearing about my luck. They sold the rolls because they weren't worth their time. In hindsight, the amount of hours I spend truly makes it not worth the time, but I'm collecting, not dealing. Hobby hours are different than business hours. This is like vacation money is different than you know, your real budget money, right? Hobby hours are different than business hours, and that's what's so fun about it. You know, hobbies are really important things because it gives you time to focus on something that's outside of your day-to-day life usually, and you know, that's good for you. It's good for you in lots of different ways. Lots of times when you're in a hobby, you're taking time to learn about something. Maybe it's tactile, maybe it's historical. Most hobbies have some type of hands-on. Most of them have some type of community aspect to them, and all of those are really good things for you as a person. So, getting back to that worn 1893 Morgan or any other old worn coin, having a hobby full of things that you enjoy, it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be fun and just enjoyable, and I hope I didn't blow your cover, Numismatic Anonymous. All right, Norm got back from vacation and says that Britain notes are definitely the best in terms of anti-counterfeit. He likes their different sizes for visually impaired reasons, and the US dollar has gotten so easy to counterfeit. The North Koreans are rumored to be doing that. Oh, they're rumored to be doing the counterfeiting our notes for the last 3 decades. That's a long-lasting rumor, right? How do you think their economy managed to stay afloat all these years? It reminds me of how the U.S. Mint have spent millions of dollars to put a security device in the ASE, and they come up with taking a readout at different locations throughout the years. Well, the problem, probably the same amount of money. The Britannia have several security features in their bullion. Okay, uh, so the U.S., I don't know how much the U.S. has spent in anti-counterfeiting research when it comes to the Silver Eagle. I do know that when the $100 bill came out that we use today, which is kind of that blue purple color, and it has the security strip, and the security strip is woven just through one side of the note and not the other. That got issued 4 years after its scheduled launch date because we were trying to figure out how to do that on our own when we probably could have just asked any number of countries that already have that security feature built in or something similar. So I find that a little bit annoying as a taxpayer. But as far as the ASEs go, you know, the moving, rotating dot, you know, removing a read and having it in a different location isn't a terrible idea. But the hard thing is, so it's supposed to help me know if something is right or not. So then you have to have this entire level of education, which you haven't provided to anybody. And you got to be able to show them, well, that's actually it's at 6 o'clock here, and then it's at 7. And what if it's going to be at 3:30? You know, 3:30. Oh my! So what are you going to do, right? That's not good. But the Britannias are gorgeous. Britannias have super fine lines, and a lot of them have the lenticular issues where you tilt the coin back and forth, and the words will change. I mean, and that's something that the U.S. Mint in theory could do, but I don't know if we just have to find our own way around things instead of doing it with help. I don't know. I really don't know. There's lots of countries with great ideas out there, and hopefully we take some of their ideas and use them for ourselves because I think it's fine to have nice looking coins that have good security features. What's wrong with that? Anybody disagree? All right, collecting on the cheap. Would love to see a $1 and $2 coin. And maybe make our banknotes polymer. That's the gist of this. Maybe some circulating commemoratives. So I haven't talked about this for a bit. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see us get rid of the $1 bill and just go to the coin. Most people are using cards anyways. As someone else pointed out, we do have plastic money. It's called a credit card. Welcome to America. Where's my credit card? So but the $1 coins, we've got a lot of them, and I'd actually have something to do with them if they got rid of the $1 bill. And going into the $1 coin series back when they started the presidential series, we already knew. I mean, that's getting close to, if it was that 15 years, we knew that they wouldn't circulate unless they got rid of the $1 bill, because that's what happened in other countries. Once again, I mean, can we learn? Can we learn maybe? But there's plenty of people who don't want to see us get rid of the $1 bill or the penny or some of this other stuff. But I would like to see $1 coins and $2 coins circulating. The smallest banknote be a $5 bill. I think it'd be kind of fun. I just like the idea of just changing stuff up a little bit and seeing some different things. And the issuing of the commemorative circulating notes, I think, is a fine idea. I would love to see some notes with a lot more diverse. What did I say? Designs on them. Just something nice. I mean, our circulating currency today is relatively boring. When they went to the more colored notes, colorful notes with different palettes of color, I like those better than our boring notes from the 90s. Where they kept making the notes more basic, which I found to be rather counterintuitive. All right. Not from England, Tomcat, as you incorrectly say all the time, from the United Kingdom. And then someone else pointed out England is a part of the United Kingdom. The banknotes that we had were from the Bank of England. So on the banknotes, they were from the United Kingdom. They were from the Bank of England. There are banks of Scotland. Northern Ireland issues their own notes. The Bank of England notes can be used there. Wales uses the Bank of England currency, as they don't issue their own notes. So I gotta apologize for when I speak about some of those things. The United Kingdom versus saying England versus Wales and Scotland and Isle of Man, which I probably just misspoke again. So there, shame on me. There's a certain box and rectangle theory that goes on here. A rectangle is a box, but a box is not a rectangle. Do you familiar with how this works? So there's truth in a couple different things here. There are times when the United Kingdom is the term to use, and there's times when England is the term to use. And generally speaking, the quick way to cover your butt is to say United Kingdom and just kind of cover everything. But then you get people upset at you if they're from a specific area and they feel like, well, I shouldn't have been included in that. No, we're not a part of what they do. You can't win. You just can't win. Anyway, but it's a real thing. I understand. I mean, look. I mean, I don't know every culture. I know cultures closer to my own, and English culture, United Kingdom culture, Scottish culture, Wales. I don't know their culture. I don't know their history, and everything I know is from an American book. So why would I know anything that's accurate? So it's a fun. Thank you for pointing it out. I'm not making fun of Tom. I actually think it's good to point it out because I would actually rather have precision of language than not. Even though it doesn't sound like that sometimes when I speak, I would rather actually say the precise right thing. I just kind of miss out on it sometimes. All right, Alex. So when something, let's see, like we're talking about the large silver bars here, comes into the shop, do you test it in some way to confirm it's pure? Do you take it on faith that someone's not going to try to fake something like that? Someone else saying that would be their concern. Smidge does stuff. So there's a couple different things at work here. So yeah, we have different silver testers and gold testers that help us to identify things. Even the XRF machines that people use that are like the expensive $15,000, $20,000 machines actually only go so deep. But there's a combination of things that you look at to understand whether something is real or faked or not. There's really, really the best test scientifically is probably the specific gravity test, which is understanding, how much metal there is based on the purity, how much the density is for each metal. So each metal has a different density, therefore it should have an exact volume based on weight. So there's a whole thing you can do with that that's going to be as accurate or more accurate than some of these other tests that people use. So you can always do things along those lines. But also what I want to point out is there's certain things about the way a bar is made that helps you understand whether it's been, monkeyed with or not, or faked. And ironically, we see a lot more fakes on like small 1-ounce pieces that are modern, that they're not even well counterfeited. They're not even well faked. So yes, there are silver tests. Yes, there are gold tests. Yes, you can do other types of measurements and scientific-y things. And but there's also the understanding what you're looking at kind of thing, which is pretty important too. So when you see a lot of different types of things, there are indicators that'll give you pause. There's something that seems out of place. The lettering seems somehow wrong. That type of thing. So anyway, thanks for the comments. John says, I would like to know more about the Remington over-under Derringer that's in the background of this video. It's not in this video, John, so this is a terrible time to take this question. But if you see some of the other talking videos that I have, there's on the picture frame behind me, there's a Derringer. It's just a replica, just a toy. I just thought it looked kind of cool. So I wouldn't mind owning an original one. I like some of those antique firearms. There are things that I wish I would have bought when I was younger. I had a friend who was really into that stuff. He had some cool stuff. Something called a pillbox, which has 6 cylinders to it, and the whole thing rotates. And so it was before the funny thing is after the revolver actually, but still someone decided let's have the whole barrel rotate. Like, go figure. Also, there was a blunderbuss. Now, a blunderbuss, I probably that's the one thing I regret the most not buying when I was younger. Was my friend had a really cool blunderbuss. Blunderbuss, for those of you who don't know, is if you see the traditional pictures of the Thanksgiving pilgrim and the turkey, and he's got this big gun over his shoulder, and it comes to a big funnel shape at the end, kind of looks like a Victrola. Well, phonograph. I'm using terms that half of you don't know. So those things, those things are an amazing type of gun because you could throw rocks in the front of that thing and it would just fire them out. And you throw powder in and rocks and then boom. And the thing was amazing because it was really thick gauge steel that was just pounded out, and the stock was like a tree branch. And it felt like the whole thing weighed 50 pounds. I mean, I know it didn't, but it was the heaviest thing. It was really pretty neat, though. I mean, historically, they've just gone up in value. Also, it's just kind of a fun thing. Whoa, earthquake. Okay, all right. And Dale asks, where did you find the Coin Cop security? One of the side benefits of owning a coin shop and having a YouTube channel is people send things to you, but also people bring things into the shop. When you buy old collections, people sometimes have old books and old technology and old holders. The Coin Cop, there is a video we did on that. It's this little device that helps you sense, whether your coin is real or not, speaking of real things. And it's a fun little device, and it seems to work to a certain extent. It's like lots of things, it's definitely not foolproof. And we've already decided that it actually doesn't function like it originally did because the one setting seems to be broken. But it's fun. If you haven't watched the video on that, you should watch just search for the Coin Cop video on the YouTube channel. All right, guys. Well, listen, have a wonderful week. Thanks so much for watching. I hope everyone's going to have a good Christmas. We'll be dropping some videos for Christmas and around the new year. So look forward to your response to all of this and all of that. So all right, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.